came across a book sitting on one of the pews that caught my eye. As I thumbed through it, I came across this dramatic, full-spread picture of Noah's Ark, riding giant waves as frantic, half-clothed women clawed against the side of the ship, lifting their squirming infants in supplication toward the impassive man of God on deck. I was fascinated and horrified at the same time. My youthful mind kept playing that image over and over. Bodies dashed against rocks, the terrified looks on the faces of those struggling to stay afloat. And then there was the painted sign with one corner broken off that sat in the vestibule of our church for years. On it was a verse from the book of Hebrews declaring, "It is appointed unto men once to die, and after this the judgment." The danger inherent in these messages was not apparent to me until an event that occurred when I was about 8 years old. I recall sitting in a church pew, my father's voice droning on in the background, with yet another sermon about suffering for an eternity in the lake of fire, where the worm that eats on you never dies. With an emerging obsessiveness, I'm determined to grasp the concept of eternity. As my mind struggled with this, I'm suddenly in the midst of a panic attack, and tears came unbidden. My father's a self-styled primitive Baptist, adhering to the teachings of John Calvin. The acronym TULIP defines the basic tenets of this branch of Protestantism: total depravity, unconditional election, limited atonement, irresistible grace, and perseverance of the saints. Woven throughout and informing this system at the heart of Calvinism is the doctrine of absolute predestination. Absolute predestination posits that in the council halls of eternity past, an omniscient, omnipotent God preordained who would be saved and who would be damned. Mankind would have no say or choice in the matter because they were dead in their trespasses and sins. If you're selected, you gain eternal life. If you lose, you suffer the most extreme physical and mental anguish forever. My father has simply refined Calvin's doctrine to the point where all of us are going to hell. He and his followers are the privileged few chosen by God.